Oh, hey,
guys.
What up?
Two random dudes here. Episode 35.
Did you just check that out? You did, didn't you?
Yeah, I forgot. We haven't done this in a while. I forgot what episode we were on. But we're back for another live podcast.
Welcome.
We are in Highland Park today.
It's a beautiful spring day. Spring has finally sprung, and that's why I look like I'm high.
He's got allergies. We're outside of the OQ coffee shop.
Oh, we just gave them a free plug. They're our official sponsor now. They owe us.
They got that
That
oat milk.
coffee over here is insane. The latte with the oat milk, so good.
I had a green matcha. How do you pronounce it?
Green
Latte?
matcha latte. Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
it's very good.
So this one's going to be a short podcast.
Unlike all the other ones that we do.
Hope the audio is good. The lighting is a little weird. We've got one and one only topic today.
No, we got a couple. We already talked about allergies. Like you could see the difference right now, right? Like for me in the springtime, I either live like this where I'm somewhat coherent, or I live like a zombie because I'm on like Claritin D and other antihistamines. I got bloodshot eyes and itchy and watery and everything. But yeah, so drop it in the comments. How are allergies impacting you?
I have seasonal allergies. Kind of started hitting me in early 20s. They're like on and off. I really never know when I'm going to get them. I don't have them right now.
Oh,
Thank God I don't look like this guy.
it's crazy to get allergies at this level that I have them, and I wish there was more of a way to kind of treat it. I've tried the local honey. The only thing I haven't really tried is the weekly shots where we have to get shots every single week for a year. So if you guys have done it, drop a comment. Let me know how that works out for you. My allergies are bad. All right, so let's go ahead and talk.
Well, the only one thing we really had this time.
Which is sad because, there's a lot going on in current events as well as other news, even in tech and everything else, and sports. Did you keep up with sports?
No, I'm not a sports guy. And shootings, and I've been traveling myself, haven't really been able to keep up with a lot of the news for work and personal, so a little bit hard. But we're at a coffee shop now. So the one topic we wanted to talk about was
cars.
The recent Starbucks controversy, where two black men were arrested because they were in a Starbucks. So, I don't know. The media definitely are the way they're showing.
You're blaming the media?
No, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know what happened, right? And then they can say part of the problem is the way that people.
Did you watch the video?
What? Oh, the actual video? I mean, I saw snippets of it. I don't know what was cut
You
out.
You gin watch?
No, because when they release a video, they only release it of what they want to show, right? And they edit it to.
Well, what I'm saying is, it was 8 minutes long.
Did you watch the full video? And then
it was 8 minutes long. Did you watch the 8 minutes?
I didn't watch that one.
So you gin watched it?
No, I didn't gin watch it. It wasn't an 8-minute video that I gin watched. It was a 30-second clip because that was the only article that I watched.
Oh, you only watched the article, right. Which
when I watch something, I don't ever gin watch.
That's what I'm saying, that there is an 8-minute video on YouTube. That one's probably got the most amount of
Let's
views.
explain gin watch for people that don't know.
It's like Jen talking right now. Huh?
So he does a million things at once, which is good, but then his attention is not given. It's split between all those things. So he's not really watching, right? But when I watch something, it's like, you can't talk to me.
He takes notes.
I don't pay attention.
He's mentally and physically taking notes about what's happening.
If anybody knows me.
So that he could absorb it and then
if I'm watching TV and you say my name, Gio, or you start talking to me, I'm zoned out.
It happened before when we were eating lunch. I told you, I was like, yo, check this out. You were like, and then send the email to the client.
Oh, because I was working?
Yeah, well, it was lunch, bro. Lunch.
I can multitask, but I know when I multitask, the attention is different places, and I like to focus.
Let's focus. Back on topic over here. What are your thoughts? Wait. Before we even ask you to formulate an opinion, do you have
Formulated opinion? I already have an opinion.
Okay, as you already have an opinion, do you feel like you have a decent understanding of the incident?
Yes and no. And I don't know if it's because I don't have a full understanding because I haven't watched everything. I read a couple articles that, I saw a couple videos, maybe like 2 or 3 when I say a couple. And that was also kind of when it just happened. So maybe there's been some new findings since then that I'm not privy to. So no, I don't feel like I know everything and the full scenario that I can truly talk about it. But I can give.
I think it's better that way, that you don't know the full story and yet you're going to give us an opinion. Well, so that's more important. So
yeah,
do it.
Well, I think that should be understood. That the point that I'm talking about it, this is where I am in the knowledge and the research that I have.
Sure.
Right. There might have been more, but as I said, I'm not up to date with some of the news because I've been traveling. I just was out of the country 2 days ago. All right. So for me, obviously, face value, I think, it was wrong. That if it's like, 2 black people, they were doing nothing. Obviously, that's wrong. That should not matter, race, this, that. But, like, on the other hand, I'm like, do I have all the information? Did something more happen? Or, if tables and internet and things, like when I go to a coffee shop myself, I feel obligated to buy a drink. I'm using their table, their Wi-Fi, whether I'm waiting for somebody, I'm using their Wi-Fi, whatever it is. If I'm in there and I'm sitting for, I don't know the time frame again that they were there, but I feel like, okay, let me set down my stuff and then go order something, whenever I'm at Panera, Starbucks. So that's me. So one, they try to use the bathrooms for paying customers. You're sitting there, you're waiting, you're gonna have a meeting there. I think it was with a real estate person or something, whatever, then what are you gonna do? Leave the place? Like you're meeting there. So I buy something. So then I'm thinking, okay, the manager then says, okay, you're not paying customer, you're waiting, and he needs you to leave because there's other people that need to use the tables or whatever. Then I think at that point, if you're asked to leave a couple of times and not a paying patron, I think at that point that's trespassing and they were okay. Now the charges can be dropped later, obviously, and all that stuff when you go fight through the legal system. So part of me is like, I get it, but then part of me is like, I don't know really what happened. I don't know. I wasn't there. A lot of people weren't there. There was a girl that said she was there and she saw nothing. But if you were a business owner and that is for customers and they're not being customers, then they're like, well, I sometimes go and I didn't buy anything and they didn't say anything to me. Well, I don't know. What's the situation there? Like I wasn't there when you were there as a white person. I wasn't there when they were there as black people. Yeah. So I feel like I don't know enough. If you take it for face value, it's wrong to kick somebody out. But then I think, like, if you take it on another side of the value, they do have the right. If you're not a paying customer, it's trespassing at that point. If somebody asks you to leave.
I think even Starbucks, they haven't necessarily said that on their end, that the moral of saying, like, hey, listen, if we're going to tell you got to get out, you got to get out.
I didn't even get to that part of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Starbucks haven't really addressed it in that manner because they acknowledge that in most instances where if a situation becomes like it needs to be escalated to the authorities, then it needs to be any type of physical harm or something potentially dangerous. This wasn't the case, and especially with the amount of cops that was there. But yeah, it's an unfortunate thing. But then again, is it really that unfortunate? Because these 2 people are going to make gap. Even Howard Schultz said that, Howard Schultz was apologetic.
Does racial profiling happen? Yes. I do think so. I think that happens. But I don't know. Does maybe the actions, maybe let's say these guys were acting up. Maybe let's say the guys.
I don't think they were acting up.
I don't know. Maybe before all the cameras were recording or whatever. Let's say the manager, on the other hand, was the complete asshole, and he was racial profiling. Or let's say, okay, let's say that happened. I don't know, because let's say I haven't researched it, but let's say it was the manager. For that one person's actions, like the whole Starbucks team now, 8,000 stores or 125,000 people, whatever. Now they're getting trained because this one person maybe had a bad day or is a bad person.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
okay, but to explain and expand on it, the CEO, what they acknowledged was that I think what they're trying to say is that person didn't make the appropriate decision, but it's partially responsible at the higher level in terms of the policies that they put in place to empower these decisions to be made. So that's where that implicit
look up.
Huh? I was about to sneeze, but it's gone away now.
I don't know. You guys let us know what your thoughts are. That's all you had to. I feel like you had more to say.
No, I mean, I
feel like this was
you. I thought you were gonna come with more than just, oh, I don't know the full story. Well, then there's this, but that's like
okay,
a typical
so you know
response.
the full story. So go ahead.
I don't know the full
Talk
story,
more
right?
about-
I know based on what I hear. But I think what it is that it must suck for Starbucks to be in this position, because for them to close that one day.
No,
May
your
29th,
opinion.
That's my opinion. Is that for them
So
to?
you feel bad about Starbucks?
I feel bad for Starbucks, and I also feel bad for the two black men. But then at the same time, they're all going to somehow, some way, probably benefit, especially the two black men, because they're going to. Howard Schultz already said, he was like, oh, these two men are interested in real estate, so perhaps we're going to give them our resources. They're going to give them the power to kind of like.
Jesus.
What that means is they're going to. So I think what that means is they're going to be like, Howard Schultz is going to be like, listen, how do we get you to be employees of us? And then this way, it's better for PR. And then, basically they're going to say, listen, instead of us paying you off, you get jobs with us, and you make it to be more of a unified Starbucks where there's more like, races and an issue and things like that. So they have to do that as more of a PR. And I think they will.
And you assume that everybody knows who Howard Schultz is, right?
For the people that don't know who Howard Schultz is, they probably don't know how to listen to a podcast either.
You can assume that,
Yeah.
but I think you should explain everything.
He's the guy that basically founded Starbucks. Yeah, he's a big shot. And then so is the other guy. So it's funny because I think on the surface, right, if you just look at it as just like, hey, let's just take a look at the situation. These two black dudes, who cares? Let's just not even call them black. These two dudes, they were in the coffee shop. They didn't order anything. They were told that they're trespassing. They had to leave. They didn't leave, so the cops were called, and they made the arrest. Everything was in accordance to the laws and everything. But then when you look at it, it's like, should they have even been called? Because perhaps it was racially, unconscious bias
Should
they,
if they were asked because of the reason that they didn't buy and it's for customers?
But what you have to
mean-
consider is that Rittenhouse Square is predominantly white, wealthy.
Why is now you just said two dudes? Like if somebody, you're going now into race again. So forget the race, as you said, two dudes. So if any two dudes were asked to leave
But the fact is,
by trespassing standards,
many people that were there, they've acknowledged that they've been there in the past without buying anything, using the bathroom and leaving, and they were never, even me, listen, I've been to Starbucks. I love Starbucks. I work from Starbucks.
I mean, there's
I don't
plenty
love
of
their coffee,
situations.
but, like,
there's thousands of stores, so yeah, of course that happens.
But the point of it is that it's in a, all right, so Philly itself is a predominantly
if
inner
somebody
city.
had no shirt on and they were asked to leave, you didn't leave, you're gonna call the cops on.
Well,
Whatever.
no.
That's obviously
having
somebody.
the shirt.
What I'm saying is, if somebody's asking you to leave, and you're not, like, if you're resisting arrest type of thing, almost too, same thing.
Okay, so what's
Something happens and
what's
you
the
don't do it.
parameters on that though? What's the parameters
I don't
around
know.
that? It's
I think that's
basi-
what we're arguing about too. Is like, what's the rules?
it's the
of
same
it?
thing as
Can I
like
completely go to Starbucks, sit for 3 hours, 5 hours, an hour, 20 minutes, not buy anything, and not worry about being approached?
okay though.
Is that maybe what kind of the argument is going to be going forward? Like, let's set these rules. Now everybody is free to come in 24 hours a day.
They never said that.
Let's just say that this is what comes out of it. and nobody will ever be approached asking to buy something or leave.
I think they're gonna put in some structure where
They're gonna put some structure. Like maybe now you get kicked off the Wi-Fi unless you had a purchase.
I doubt that, because then even if they did that, that'd be more complicated.
Some kind of system.
No, I think what I'm saying is that at the reason that they got profiled to be kicked out, because from what I heard, they were in there for 2 minutes, and the manager came to them and said, "Hey, listen, if you guys aren't going to buy anything, you got to leave." I heard it was 2 minutes. Based on their story. So again, we don't know the full story. But if that was the case, maybe why would she let her
playing devil's advocate? If this was 2 white guys and anywhere, same Starbucks or anywhere else,
I don't think
they were asked to leave, right? Would it have been in the news?
Well, it wouldn't have been in the news.
It's almost like
it's racial.
Exactly.
It's not racially motivated, but because this was
right. No, but maybe they were asked to leave in another Starbucks. Like I said, there's a lot of stores, and it's never made the news. So what if that happened? That wouldn't have gotten in the news. We wouldn't know.
Yeah,
about
but
it.
Stupidest things go viral. Like you have a cat that fell off a chair, boom, that goes viral. So it's just
it just makes you think, right?
But and ever since this incident, there have been a lot of other videos that I've seen of like Starbucks. Like there's this one of this little teenage girl. I don't even know if she's black, white, Hispanic, whatever, but she stole the customer's credit card and ordered stuff, and then that customer went through drive-thru, and she's like, "You didn't think I'd be back here, did you? You didn't think I'd be back here and not find you?" And she's like, "I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking. I don't know." She just kept on saying, "I don't know." She's like, "And you went and you ordered clothes and you went shopping. You took money from my kids." And then all she kept on doing, the lady that worked at Starbucks, the girl, she just kept on apologizing. She's just like, "I'm sorry. So she basically acknowledged she did it. That's all. But yeah, there are these other videos that are coming. Did you hear about the coffee Starbucks reparation?
Yeah, but what nationality was that, or ethnicity, or whatever?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I didn't.
Is it almost like because it's not as good of a story because it's not,
No, I think the way that things go viral is pretty much unexplainable, right? At times. Same time, I think given the climate of racial divides that's there, and it also looks different now from how it used to be, right? Because I got harassed like a mofo when I was growing up in America, and I came here, I didn't know the language, and I got criticized, prejudice and all this other stuff poured onto me. You just kind of take it, but now it looks differently. Now it's more like, what's the word? Unconscious bias. Because this is what the new racism looks like now. That's all. But hey, if I could go back and be like, hey, listen, they called me a chink, give me my couple million, let me somehow have real estate in Starbucks, I'll take that. I'll take those words and chilling with Howard Schultz, having some coffee with him. He probably has like a stash of coffee that he isn't to the public.
Starbucks for life?
No, but like Howard Schultz is probably like, he's got the premium brew. They got a special machine, like a Howard Schultz machine. That's it. And they probably got secret oatmeal milk too. I'm telling y'all, oat milk is the shit. Wait, I'm allowed to curse in this show, right?
Well, we won't get monetized.
All right, we won't. All right, Starbucks, please listen to us.
I think
carry
we're even
milk.
talking about this topic, the racial topic.
You would, right?
Probably won't get monetized because of that.
Wait, does it even matter? I don't think we have enough views. The YouTube keeps on changing the algorithm to the point where it's like, if you don't have a gazillion views by the end of this week,
money's better than no money.
No, but I'm saying like the way that they do it now. Yeah. So where are we gonna leave off with this? Don't go to Starbucks if you're black. We're kidding. No, I mean I frequent Starbucks still all the time. I also like other coffee shops. So I think what you get with Starbucks is you kind of get.
Are you saying, are we going to boycott Starbucks? Then no.
Oh, if we're talking about that?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't think there's, for me, Starbucks is like, I basically see the fact that I don't have a physical office. I see Starbucks as my office. I've met countless clients there. I've ordered a crap ton of coffee.
Every time you go, you buy.
No, not every time. There have been times that I don't. And it's because it's let's just say, if it's the late afternoon, I'm not going to go there and buy something if I especially if I already was there in the morning and I'm like, I just came back to do more work because I hate editing at home. So if I go there, I'll just mention the people. Like I have a relationship for the most part.
I
With
wonder
the people, the
also if you
shops.
want to really dig into it, right? What's the ratio of the times that they've ever been to a Starbucks, period, or had meetings there, period, versus the amount they've spent there? Like, if you could really pull metrics on that, which you probably can't, versus someone like you, because like you literally,
I support
probably
yeah.
go to a coffee shop
every day.
Every day.
I go
Every
to a
day.
coffee shop every day.
So when you say you've been there sometimes and had not paid, the ratio of yours versus the amount of times you've been there would be different. Like again,
yeah, but
I
should
don't
there
know.
even be a talk about ratio?
I don't
though?
know that that guy's. Well, if you're gonna really break down things,
should you even break it down at that level?
Should you? Yeah, just because people, just like people are breaking it down racially, should it have been
no,
racial?
but that's the point. Is that it was.
How? Why? How do you know that? I don't know.
Well,
Is it really?
okay,
Like,
well,
did he
if,
really go? You are black guy. You.
No.
Like,
we never said it was
just
direct racism. It was subconscious or what's it? Unconscious bias.
Yeah,
So
right. So it was just
and that's what the
two
hold on.
guys.
It's not blatant racism, right? It's that unconscious bias part. That's the one that's being talked about right now, and that's the meeting that they're going to have on the 29th, where they're going to close down all 8,000 stores so they can talk about unconscious bias. Again, it's not like they're saying that we employ a bunch of racists. They're saying that people need to be aware of how to address certain concerns. And I think in this instance, I think Starbucks had no other choice but to kind of take that stand. Whether they believe it or not, that's a different story. But you know what, though? Based on what I'm hearing from Kevin Johnson, who I think is the CEO or the president, I don't know, whichever, he's up there. He sounded like he was sincere about it. If you saw him during the interview, he looked like he was a ass.
To be right, because what if he went there and then he could see like the camera tapes of the Starbucks, obviously, which maybe we haven't seen, or he could talk to the guy who got fired, which obviously we haven't been able to do.
Who got fired?
Didn't the person
see? That's an assumption.
Get put to a suspension or something like that.
So what they said was that person, who was a female, the store manager of Starbucks, she is no longer at that location. Those were the exact words.
Okay.
There was no mention of her being fired. Chances are she was probably relocated. There's a difference, right? Being relocated versus being fired.
Right. So they're more privy to information that we don't have.
Yeah. So it really depends on how. I'm kind of curious to see.
I mean, you can't not react to that situation and have put this public outrage that happened. You can't not react. You have to do something, because then it's just going to make the situation worse.
Well, they could have been like, hey, listen, our approach is when you come in, you have to buy coffee.
There's people that like say this, let's say on Twitter, this racist shit, really, or say some bad stuff, and then they
YouTube.
Truly mean that. Whatever it is, whatever social media platform, they say it. They really mean it. It comes out of their mouth.
How come none of that goes viral?
When it does, and they get this backlash on it, that's when they apologize.
But like, bam, darn it.
You know what I mean? That's when they apologize until they see the effect that it's had on people.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane at what goes viral and how it goes viral these days, because I've seen, if you jump into the comment section of any like somewhat controversial YouTube video, you'll see there's blatant like N-words being used and all these other words. It's just crazy. But then for this to happen in the spotlight in the city and for it to be filmed and somehow go viral, so we don't know. But again, Starbucks right now is in the public eye, so we'll see how they come back from it. I don't think their stock really took a big hit from it, right? I don't think it did. If anything, it probably gave them more press, whether it be good or bad.
Yeah.
So that's that. Apple. You want to talk about Apple? Did you hear the latest? It's a couple days ago. Their stock dropped by I think like 3 or 4 percentage points because they're not buying as much.
3 or 4 percentage points lower than it's ever been, or just
off of like recent. So let's just say if it was like almost at $180, right now it's down to like 165 or something like that. But
yeah, but I mean, it's up from
Oh,
a 100 when I bought it or something. So,
yeah, same thing.
I
But
mean,
that's still a significant drop, and there's explanation for it, and their explanation was based on the amount of, I forget who it was, their vendor, that they're buying a certain product for, a certain thing that they're buying to use to make these iPhones. They're basically not buying as much of it, so that gives the market an indication that sales of smartphones have either matured or that there isn't enough money to be made there. So there's a little bit of, concern over there in terms of what's going to happen. And I think they also killed off the iPhone X. So like they're not going to make another one. So I don't know. Does that mean it's time for me to get back to Android?
you do what you want to do. If that works for you, you keep that.
I still like iOS, but I do see the frustrations with it.
If you have an Android, you don't have allergies.
I'm on. We should also we should have said this in the beginning. Count how many times I'm going to sneeze or clear my nasal passage, because bees, the bees are on me because they feel my allergies.
This is like real world.
There's a bee right next to me. Look at that thing.
He's on my sanitizer.
Oh, and I use your sanitizer for my hand. Oh, he's coming for me. I knew it. Let me run like a girl.
This guy, he's a wimp.
Oh, man, wait. I can't just say that. I just said, let me run like a girl, which means I'm going to get a lot of flack because you're not allowed to say that.
Yeah. My sister sent me a Snapchat. My sister sent me a Snapchat this weekend. She was at, I want to say, a Phillies baseball game or something, and she was recording the Jumbotron where they were actually filming the guy, and it could have been on TV. He was sleeping. He was sleeping during the game, and everybody is like, ha ha ha, laughing, pointing, ha ha, so funny. And I responded to her. I was like, 2018 be like #bullying, because it's different now, right? I mean, I don't know. Is it funny? Yeah. But
don't you feel
how do
like
people perceive it now? And how can that change somebody's life and the consequences from it and blah, 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 and all this stuff?
So times are changing is what we need to acknowledge. And whether it be for the better or for the worse, I'm seeing it as when I was growing up, I got bullied. I got called names and I survived it. But now we're much more sensitive of these issues. So
there was always maybe somebody that didn't survive it when it happened back then, but now with social media, it's able to get out there. Like somebody was telling me the other day, they saw a post about softballs. They were playing softball, and somebody got hit. A kid got hit in the face, and it was like, "Oh, our softball's too hard," or what should we do about that? And it was like, softball's been around for years, and kids are probably getting hit in the face for years.
Are softballs too hard?
Softball versus a baseball.
Yeah, I know, but
anyways, that's
it's up for debate.
That's besides the point. The point is, it's nowadays with social media and the way things are, and people are so insensitive, and it's the time we live in. Is it a good thing that people are being more aware or sensitive or whatever the word you want to be?
How funny
politically
would it be?
Correct?
How funny would it be if Starbucks, they go through that training, they're like, listen, this training is bullshit. Those guys shouldn't have been in there. They need to spend. You come in, you need to buy our coffee, damn it. $5. We raised our prices.
No. See, obviously,
it's $7 now.
That's the truth, right? And any business is there to make money. They're not there to give free Wi-Fi. They give free Wi-Fi because they know you're buying, right? So,
and they have good Wi-Fi too. That's
right.
That's
but
why
for somebody to say the truth like that, it's almost like now we can't speak the truth. We have to walk in eggshells and be sensitive.
Yeah. But as a promo for Starbucks, why I love them, and because we're at this coffee shop, we don't know what kind of coffee they have, so it's a mystery. We don't know how their Wi-Fi connection is. We don't know what the vibe is. We don't know what kind of products they're going to sell, so it's a mystery. But if you go to Starbucks, you know exactly what you're getting into. Whether it be that the coffee is mediocre, you know that's what it is. And then same thing for the Wi-Fi. He's not going to be able to make it on the first try. You think?
No, he had to pull up further.
Yeah, I know, but do you think
watching
he can make
somebody parallel park? No, he should have pulled up further.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But he might. Does he have backup camera? No. Let's see if he's gonna be able to recover this. This is how exciting this podcast is. We're checking to see if he's able to get in.
He'll get in.
Yeah,
He'll
got
just
in.
be a foot out. Like
Oh,
foot
no,
out
no,
is
no, no,
far.
no, no, no. He's trying to.
All right, let's
Oh,
see.
let's see. Is he
Definitely
gonna?
has the backup camera.
How's he gonna scratch his rims though? You think? Nah. His rims.
All
are
right,
okay.
not bad.
Not bad. He's an
6
Asian driver
inches.
too, so that's why.
6 inches. No.
6 inches.
He's Asian.
6
Oh,
inches.
okay,
More like
3.
4. Yeah. Let's go measure how far he was away from the.
And now Jin will show you his penis.
What the hell are you talking about, dude? Hold on, we have to at least show that. I can't see on the screen. Is it that? That's what we were talking about. The guy that was parallel parking.
And
that's how exciting.
And that's why you guys stay tuned for this.
Yo,
podcast.
all right, listen. We're gonna end this because we have to go to the gym and then we got stuff to do. So let us know what your thoughts are on Starbucks and black people.
And let us know.
You didn't.
I didn't get that until the end. And let us know what
I'm
you
kidding.
think about our new frequency of podcasting.
Yes, it's just gonna be sporadic. No, I'm just kidding. I actually love my black people.
Why? Because you have a lot of black friends. You can count them, right? That's why we know.
Trying to think how many. I got all kinds of friends though, bro.
Hit me up
Hit him up.
on my Twitter
Oh yeah, that's right. We forgot to do the obligatory.
at DayCallMeGeo.
You hit me up too. Personal phone number 732-322-3966. Let me know what your thoughts are. Bam! You
Put
just
it
got
out
the
there.
number, son. All right, we out.
You going to the T-Mobile store? Change your number now.
No, it'd be cool if I. You remember Fusi? Somehow his public
got
number
out there.
got leaked, and then people called him, and he
I
was
think
like,
Vitaly
straight-
put it out there.
Is that fight still happening?
I don't know.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I hope our audio was okay in this outside.
What about Logan? Is that
surrounding.
fight still happening?
I don't know.
I don't even see him training.
I don't
He's like-
follow that drama.
I don't really follow it. You don't? Do you follow drama? Keemster?
No, I've been behind. I'm behind on my
Let's
news.
see what's in
The
the news.
I,
All right, we're done. We out.
All right. Peace.